We now move on to the prizes for our leading jockey, local jockey and apprentice. Before we move on to the Owner and Trainer Award, and I'd like to welcome on stage Mr. Vince To, the Chief Financial Officer of the Singapore Turf Club. If you'd like to give him a big round of applause. We're going to start with our champion jockey for 2019, and this man, well, he needs very little introduction. He's been a champion here for a few years so far, and he rides plenty of winners throughout the course of the year, and 2019 was no different. He rode some big winners, notably in the Lion City Cup on Aramco, and also the Singapore Guineas on the same night on Top Night. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, our champion jockey in Singapore. Give him a big round of applause, Mr. Vlad Duric. Vlad, very well done. Champion jockey once again. It's sort of an achievement that really does sort of cement your status now here in Singapore, and I'm sure it's something that you want to continue for many a year. Very well done for last year. And what were the highlights of 2019 for you?
I think probably winning the two Group 1s on Kranji Mile night. That was my highlight for the year. But, like I've always said, it's a year of long work. A full year of work to win a championship, so it's very, very satisfying.
Indeed, it is, and obviously that work doesn't stop. I mean, you're taking plenty of rides always. You're doing the light weights for yourself as an individual. So there's always that intent there that you want to really kick on and try and better your tally from the year before.
Yeah, I think riding sort of around 54 is the key to me maybe getting to 100. So. That's what I'll try and do this year, and we'll see how we go.
Obviously, just on last year, I know it wasn't sort of Singapore-based or Kranji-based, but you also had that trip to England, which I know from a personal point of view, having been there, that you certainly enjoyed immensely.
Yeah, it was great to get that opportunity from Mr. Lim and Stephen Gray to go over to ride at the Royal Ascot meeting. It's something that I thoroughly enjoyed, and it was a bit of a working holiday, so I quite enjoyed it. And hopefully we get a good horse so we can go back there one day.
Be superb to be able to do that. I'd like to ask you just to stay on stage, but ladies and gentlemen, please give him a big round of applause. Vlad Duric, our champion jockey, is here. We then move on to an award for the local jockey, a champion local jockey here in Singapore. And we've got many a talented local rider here at the Singapore Turf Club. And one rider, I think it's fair to say, does stand head and shoulders amongst his peers here at Kranji, and he's done it for many a year. He was four times, would you believe, a champion apprentice on the MRA circuit. Ladies and gentlemen, he's a man that doesn't seem to age. He's riding as well as ever. Please give it up for Benny Woodworth. Very well done to Benny indeed. A man who's been riding for many a year here in both Singapore and Malaysia, and I think the last couple of years it's fair to say that he really has grown and developed into a rider that can certainly compete with the very best of them. Benny, very well done. Another great year for you in 2019 and a great achievement as well. Well done.
Yeah, thank you very much. Very happy on this local champion jockey award, and try to keep on riding more winners.
Something that you find quite easy, isn't it? Riding winners. You seem to have that finesse to steer many a winner home.
Yeah, with the support I'm getting, it's easier.
A good association with Mark Walker as well. That's been a real mainstay for you in the last couple of years. You and Mark have teamed up to really good success.
Yes, after winning the Gold Cup, a lot of things changed.
He has. Ladies and gentlemen, Benny, if you could stay on stage as well with Vlad. But ladies and gentlemen, please give him a big round of applause. Our champion local jockey, Benny Woodworth. So we've had Vlad Duric as our champion jockey, Benny Woodworth as our champion local jockey, but a man that could certainly contend for both those prizes, I think it's fair to say, is the recipient of our next award. Here in Singapore, we have seen many a very good apprentice come through the ranks, notably Benny himself a few years ago. More recently, the likes of Harry Kassam and C.C. Wong, who took the prize on a couple of occasions. But this young man has really made giant strides. He didn't start riding all that long ago. He's given some of the fellow apprentices a bit of a head start in recent times as well. He's had stints in Australia. He's ridden winners there, which seem to come part and parcel to this man's makeup. Ladies and gentlemen, please give him a big round of applause for a star of the future, Mr. Simon Cock. Very well done to Simon indeed. He's arguably probably the best dressed man here this evening as well, is Simon. Simon, very well done indeed. You deserve to wear a big smile on your face because you've achieved great things, and last year was a superb year for you.
Thank you, Nick. I feel very honored to be on this stage this year. I'm happy that my parents witnessed I become a champion apprentice, so I'm very happy for them.
Absolutely, and obviously last year very much a breakthrough year for you, Simon. Your first year you made giant strides with, I think it was 16 or 17 winners, 16 I think from memory. But last year you started later than anyone else. You won your first group race. You've travelled abroad. You've achieved so much for a young man, and I guess the world is very much still your oyster.
Yes, I have to appreciate for the supports and Singapore Turf Club. Thank you very much for sending me to Australia for the good thing, and for the other experience I gained there and I bring back to Singapore.
Certainly have. Listen, you brought it back in spades, and we're pleased to see you do such great things. Simon, very well done.
Thank you, Nick.
Ladies and gentlemen, Simon Cock, the champion apprentice. I'd now like to ask Vlad Duric, Benny Woodworth and Simon Cock to all gather for a group photograph. And they are our leading riders here in Singapore. And I think you'd say between the three of them, they're a fairly talented bunch indeed. Two more prizes to present, champion owner and champion trainer. I'd now like to ask Mr. Fong Yong Kien, the president and chief executive, our covering chief executive, to present these next couple of prizes. So please give him a big round of applause as he makes his way on stage. Well, our next award is for the champion owner, and I think anybody that owns a horse will agree that it's not the cheapest of hobbies for sure. It's a costly exercise, and horses do indeed cost money. But the recipient of this award for 2019 have a number of very smart horses indeed, and they're very worthy of receiving this award. Their colours are blue and white, blue with the white star. And ladies and gentlemen, our champion owner for 2019, the Falcon number 7 stable. Michael Clements collecting the prize on behalf of Falcon Racing number 7 stable, and certainly a man who's been long associated with this stable, of a Thai connection. Michael, very well done on behalf of the Falcon stable, a stable that you've had a great association with, and many a good horse has been in your care, and always nice to see those colours in the winner's circle.
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously, I'd just like to take this opportunity to thank the Thai group, the Falcon stable, for their enormous support of racing in Singapore, not only for the horses they currently have here, but for the new stock they continue to buy to support myself and other trainers in Singapore. It's a big thank you to them.
As you say, very well said indeed. Their support is certainly very appreciated indeed. Obviously, you're notable for having Top Night, but you've got a lot of other horses for them as well. So the fact that they're willing to race horses here plentiful certainly goes some way to obviously deserving this award, and long may it continue.
Yeah, absolutely. They've got a great bunch of horses, and hopefully got a good season ahead of them this year.
Sure it is. You'll be hopeful it's a good season as well. Well done.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, the champion owner, the Falcon Racing number 7 stable. We now move on to the Champion Trainer Award for 2019. And we had a 9-time winner of this award a few years back, Laurie Laxon, who really did set the standard. Lee Friedman has won it since he's been here in Singapore. Alwyn Tan for the local contingent, certainly a man who deserve this award in no uncertain terms. But one man that's won this award previously, now won it back last year. He had a good year and certainly plenty of numbers, plenty of winners, and he's a man who really does set the standard here year after year in Singapore. Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for Mark Walker. Very well done to Mark Walker, who receives the Champion Trainer Award for 2019 here at the Singapore Turf Club. A recipient of this award previously. Mark, very well done indeed. And again, 2019, a great year for you. And I guess the support of many certainly added to that great success. Very well done.
Yeah, thanks. Special mention to Gus and Karen Kalarabuck. We've worked together for 16 years, and this is our 8th premiership together. And this is actually going to be the last year here in Singapore. So be really nice to do it again back to back.
A bit of a bombshell you dropped there, Mark.
Well, I suppose, Gus isn't getting any younger, but he's still young at heart, that's for sure.
Certainly is, and obviously nice that recently a horse called Lai Mac actually won, that both Gus and Karen obviously hold very dear to their hearts. But the support of Tiao Cow as well and Fortuna, obviously, without them, I guess this hasn't been achievable.
Yeah, it's great. So many New Zealand owners still want to race here, and let's hope that's the future as well. So at the moment, things are a little bit tougher than they've been. But, we've just got to keep doing our best to get new owners.
What's been the lasting memory for you, Mark? Obviously, it isn't over just yet, but you've had a lot of nice horses pass through your hands. What's been the one standout so far for Mark Walker?
Oh, obviously, the Singapore Gold Cup is a race everyone wants to win, and we've got good jockeys here in Singapore too. So, if you've got the good jockeys on your horses, you're halfway ahead.
Certainly are. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a big round of applause, Mr. Mark Walker, our champion trainer for 2019, and many a top achievement has been achieved by this New Zealander indeed. We've got 2 more prizes still to present, one for an equine, one for a human. Horse of the Year still coming up very shortly. But I'd now like to ask on stage from Corporate Planning and Human Resource, Ms. Ol Pao Yi, to present these next prizes. So our next award is a bit of a sort of a quirky one in a sense. It's the Racing Honorary Award, and this will honour an achievement made during 2019. And I know he's only just been up on stage, but I'd like to ask back Benny Woodworth to the stage, if we may. If Benny could make his way back to the stage, because there's a bit of a story behind this one. And Benny, who will come on stage and join us very shortly, and will shed a bit more light on exactly what this award has been gifted to Benny for. Benny, let's cast your memory back to July of last year, a certain trial. Do you remember much about it?
Yes. One rider, I think, was about to fall. I saw him having difficulty to gain his stirrup irons, so I went to help him.
Benny, that's you in the yellow. Hasman in the checks for Donna Logan. Now, I believe the iron had got sort of over the flap of the saddle, as it were, and you've obviously done the sportsmanship thing and helped him back.
Yeah, I was trying to keep him on the horse.
Benny taking much more focus off his own mount than the horse next to him. And I think with that in mind, that deserves a massive round of applause, because that sort of thing goes a very long way in this sport. And for that reason, Benny Woodworth, you are the recipient of the Racing Honorary Award for 2019. Ladies and gentlemen, very well done to Benny Woodworth, who showed great sportsmanship and camaraderie to his fellow rider Hasman Shafiq during that trial. And I think you'd agree that deserves plenty of plaudits indeed. So very well done to Benny. One more award to present, and this is the Horse of the Year Award. And I'd now like to ask on stage Mr. Lim Ju Boon, the chairman of the Singapore Turf Club. Ladies and gentlemen, please a big round of applause for Mr. Lim Ju Boon, who will present this prize for us, the most coveted of prizes at the Singapore Turf Club, the Horse of the Year And this has been won by some superb horses down through the years. Recently, the likes of Deck Collector, War Affair, Step It Up have all been horses of the year in Singapore. But I think the recipient of this award this year certainly deserves it in no uncertain terms. He's a horse who really rose through the ranks throughout the racing season in Singapore for 2019, and it culminated in a Group 1 success, which probably 3 or 4 months earlier didn't look likely, but he certainly came to the fore indeed. He's extremely well named. He's raced by a bunch of sporting owners. He's trained by an absolute gentleman, and he was ridden by a couple of excellent jockeys as well. Ladies and gentlemen, your horse of the year for 2019, I'm Incredible. Ladies and gentlemen, the horse of the year, I'm Incredible, has won the prize for 2019 Horse of the Year. A horse who went from Kranji D level, which anybody that follows racing will understand is not the highest of racing levels in Singapore, I think it's fair to say, but he went to Group 1 racing and Group 1 success. So very well done to his connections indeed. You've won this, and you're a deserved winner indeed, and your horse has been fantastic.
Well, thank you. I just want to say something that throughout the run this year, really appreciated the fact that other trainers, other jockeys, other owners came up and sort of shared in our joy, and that made it really special for us. That everybody seemed to be very happy for us.
Certainly were. We were very happy for you. I think everyone's very happy. And ladies and gentlemen, I think you'd agree, I'm Incredible, a worthy Horse of the Year. Desmond, very well done. Ladies and gentlemen, please a big round of applause for Desmond Dung, one of the owners of I'm Incredible, who wins the Horse of the Year for 2019. Well, that brings a close to proceedings for the awards here this evening. Many thanks to everybody who's been involved in the awards and prize giving here this evening. Many congratulations to all of our winners. Do enjoy the rest of your night. And we look forward to a very exciting 2020 here at the Singapore Turf Club.